Hi guys, I just thought I'd make a little video. I've been demoing this Makita 40 volt mower for a few days now, and I have to give it back tomorrow, so I thought I'd make a little video and just tell you my thoughts on it. It's not a bad mower. It's the new Makita XGT 40 volt. It's not the 36, which have been out for a while. This is the 40 volt mower, and this one came with two 8 amp hour batteries. You can buy it in a kit from Sydney Tools, and I think it's $2,049. I'm not sure. 2000, and it's under 2,100 for the kit with the two 8 amp batteries and the charger. So there's a lot of videos. There's a few videos on YouTube of this mower cutting long grass and guys using it out in the field. I just thought I'd make a video. I'm not going to show you me mowing with it. I'm just going to talk about what I like and what I don't like about the mower. This is the self-propelled 21-inch model. I believe it comes in the 19-inch too. It just depends on the size of the yard you're going to be mowing. I'd just like to tell you too that I am a contractor, and I mow lawns all day, every day for a living. So my thoughts are probably a bit harsh on this mower. If I was a homeowner and wasn't mowing lawns for a living, I would buy this mower in a heartbeat. I'd have a battery mower for sure. They are just so good to use. Battery tools, instead of worrying about petrol, just pull this out and away you go. So anyway, I'll just go over the mower a bit and tell you what I think about it. The wheels, we'll start with the wheels. The wheels are just plastic, like all mowers these days. They're not rubber, they're plastic. They're adequate. As far as I said, I'll be a bit harsh because I am a contractor. I mean, as a contractor, those wheels would wear out within a year probably. Why I'm looking at buying a battery mower is some lawns I do have the steps, or a lawn I did today has gravel down the side of the house, and just jobs like that where there's any stairs are a bit tough with the Honda 216 that I use, which are heavy mowers. These are just so light, and I drive the Honda down the gravel on this house, and it buries in, and it's so hard to do. But today this thing just drove down in it perfectly, like with ease. And I thought, how good is this? And it is a good mower. It cuts as good as a Honda. So if you're worried about cut quality of this battery mower, it is definitely as good as a Honda. As I said, the wheels are plastic. The handles, and the handle is has the feel of the Honda. It's the same diameter. It's just what I don't like about the handle is a bit loose around here, which it has to be because you can fold it up easy and stand these mowers up. But that's something that over time, if you're using it every day, would fatigue, you know. But you could put a screw in there to make it stiff. But if you did that, you wouldn't be able to fold the handles up. And you need the looseness in these cables to fold the handles up. Moving up, we'll just go right round it. The controls. The handle, the whole mower is about 6 inches longer than a Honda 216. Which, if you're putting it in a mower box on a trailer, you would want to make sure it's going to fit, because it just fits in mine. I can just close the door on the mower box on my trailer with this mower in there. So, you know, that's something just to be wary of. And it feels long when you're behind it. There's two heights you can have the bars at. I've got them high. You can have them lower, which I'm only short, so I put them lower, and it didn't feel comfortable. It felt much more comfortable up high, and I'm only short, so that's just something else to think about. So with the controls, over here we have the speed control, which is variable. It probably, at flat out, goes as fast as the Honda. You know, you saw where it was down there, which I had it nearly flat out. I've been using it today, and that's where I was running it at. This mower, a good thing is with this battery mower, as you turn it on, lights up and it's on. See, it'll drive, and away it goes. That's the drive. One thing I don't like about battery mowers, and it's on all of them, you see that button there, that red button. You have to push it and pull the red lever, if I can. To engage the blades. As soon as you let that lever off, it won't go. You have to push that button again. I don't really like that as a contractor. I suppose as a homeowner it's not a problem. And it wasn't too bad today using it, but it's just, as a contractor, you want to be fast on your jobs. If you could just pull that up and go, the blades would engage and then you could drive. I would like that better. I see why they do it, safety reasons, but I'm talking from a contractor's point of view here. That may not be an issue to most people. Over on the control, we have a mode. You can put it in quiet mode. Well, that's auto. That ramps up when you hit long grass, if you run it there, or there's quiet mode. I just used it in normal. I didn't worry about those other ones. It'll stay, when it's turned on, it'll stay on for I didn't time it, but it'll stay on for a few minutes and then it'll turn off, which is, most battery tools do that anyway. I was fine with that. The batteries are in here. 2 40 volt 8 amp batteries under this plastic cover. I'll just move around. It's plastic at the front here. There's a handle here that you can lift the mower. I'll just flip it up for you, and because I really want to give you a good idea of this mower, what I think of it. Right here underneath, looks much like a Honda 216. And guess what? I have a Honda blade here, and I have done this so I can guarantee it works. A Honda blade will fit, they're the same size. And I put one on just to see. I didn't put a whole set on and mow with it because it's not my mower. But I think that's great. I think that's a great thing Makita have done. Whether they know they did that or purposely did that, but you can fit your 216 blades on it without having to go to the tool shop to buy blades for the thing. And it runs 4 swing backs. A lot of this is plastic, so I don't know how well over time that would last, especially that big piece around there. Gearbox is plasticky. All this back bit's plasticky, steel deck. All this front here is plastic, which is a bit of a worry because, as you know, with most mowers, the front bushings on these wheels get sloppy over time, especially on the Hondas. So this being plastic, I just don't know how well that's going to last. For a homeowner, fine. Contracting, I'd just tell you, say a normal contractor does 10 lawns a day. That's 50 lawns a week. A homeowner that's fastidious and mows his lawn every fortnight, that's only 25 mows a year. So a contractor's putting 2 years worth of residential use on his mower every week. You know, so a contractor needs the mowers to stand up. This is fine for residential though. And for what I used it for today, I was so happy with it. I thought it was great. There were just a couple of things, but you know, I suppose most things are plasticky these days. That is a metal. Oh, that's a bit loose. Wow. I wonder what's happened there. See that? I'll have to tighten that up. Anyway, I'll turn the mower over. and talk about what I don't like. We've gone through what I do like. One good thing, it comes with this double charger, so you can stick both batteries on, one there and one there. And how's this? That little bit of plastic slides back and reveals the terminals, which keeps the dust off it. So I like how you can whack both batteries on together. You know, you can come home from work, stick your batteries on and go inside and have a drink or a shower or a rest and come out and your batteries are charged. Righto. We'll start at the front again. I said, I don't really like this big plastic bit. It's long, and this is what makes the mower long. I think it could be shorter, and it could have some sort of protection on the front because it's only plastic. Even a homeowner, if he bangs that into a steel post or a tree and continually does it, sooner or later that's going to crack. So there's one thing. This plastic cover that covers the batteries, so it opens up like that. Now, I thought this mower was making a terrible noise, and I worked out it was this stupid plastic thing rattling, vibrating when it was running. So there's no rubber seal or anything, which if there was a rubber seal, it wouldn't vibrate. But that's hard plastic. If you're working and something fell on that, or something in the trailer or the ute fell on that, it could break it easily. I feel that could be way better than it is. Now, I know a lot of this stuff on this mower they've done to save weight, but you know, if it was 5 kilos heavier, it'd still be a light mower. These light up as a battery gauge, but this is the thing that it's lacking, this mower. It should have a fuel gauge up on the handle that tells you where your batteries are at, and it doesn't. So today when I was using it, I wondered how these worked. They get down, as this one goes first, gets down to flash red, and the mower will start going slow and lose power. And I thought, oh, something up here, because it's supposed to switch to the next battery. And it ran for a couple of minutes like that, and then it revved up and it had switched to the other battery. That's the other thing. It's a 40-volt mower. There's two 40-volt batteries. It's not using both batteries together. It uses one. When that battery goes flat, it switches to the other one. So it's not running two 40s. It's not an 80-volt mower. It's a 40-volt mower. In saying that, 40 volts seems to be plenty of power. I'd probably say an 80-volt mower would be the sweetest spot for actual power for a contractor. But today I mowed residential lawns that were on their 3 weekly cut because they've slowed down a little bit, so they hardly needed it. And this thing there was plenty of power. It wasn't lacking today. Yeah, as I say, if we had a fuel gauge up here that showed your battery levels, say battery 1, battery 2, that wouldn't be such a hard thing. Probably the biggest thing that I disliked about the mower, if you can see, this is the drive handle. See, that's all free play up to there. That last little bit there is where it pushes a button in here, and the mower goes. So you don't need all that. That's a bit off-putting, having all that free play. So if it was right up there, it'd be easier to use. And there's a slight bit of lag. This is the thing that I didn't like about the mower. It's not much, but there is a little bit of lag. That could be more of a positive move, because when it's in, even walking down a path, driving it, and you rattle, if you come off a little bit, it'll stop because the buttons come out. So that switch could be better. It's obviously in here. And can you see the amount of free play there is? It's probably 2 or 3 inches, which is what, 75 mil? And you get nothing until there, and then bang, it's go. A couple of times today, when I let it off and went to pull it back, the back wheels were locked, which I don't know whether it's because it's new or it's a fault or what, but that happened a couple of times. As soon as you pushed it forward though a little bit and pulled it back, it unlocked them. But just niggly little things like that did put me off a little bit today. High to cut. All this here is plastic, which for a contractor should be steel, but it is what it is. It cuts down to 20 mils, which isn't low enough. You know, people will be saying, oh, 20 mils is plenty low enough, you shouldn't cut lower than that. Well, guess what? Some people do cut lower than that. And I found today that I was on the lowest setting for 2 lawns. And I'd just like to have the option to go a bit lower if I wanted and not be on the, you know, the lowest setting. So it cuts to 20. I think the Honda's cut to 16, which is just acceptable. So I thought if I bought one that I would put a spacer under the disc, the blade disc, like a 5mm bit of steel, and just a little, like a washer spacer, a round bit of steel, 5mm thick. And if that worked, I'd weld it on there. Just put a spot of weld on it so you didn't have to worry about it coming off when you change the blades. So yeah, that's about it. It comes with a mulch plug, which is over here. Simple, slips in easy, just like the Honda. And I mulched a little bit of grass, not much because I was catching all day. It mulched as good as the Honda. Here's the bag. The bag is mesh, which is okay. They put this flap here that flaps when the air's flowing through, and it's supposed to go down when it catches full. That's a bit gimmicky because it doesn't take long for these mesh bags to block up, so that won't work when the bag's blocked up. I don't like these handles that way. I don't know why they don't put a handle long ways like the Hondas that are easier to grab. These are a bit cumbersome. No deal breaker though. I feel that the way it connects up to the mower, see the little hooks, is a bit, it could be better. There's the chute. That's all plastic. Now you can see, sorry for this terrible camera work here. I'm trying to do it one-handed. It just hooks on, which is a bit, to me that's a bit flimsy. I like how you can lift the flap up and see how much grass you got in. That's a good idea. You know, you can't do that with Honda, but this all, if it was just a little bit more sturdy, if you like, but it worked fine. I'm just looking at it thinking, my thoughts are, how's this going to go day in, day out? Which a contractor would wear one of these out pretty quick if he was using it for every lawn. And I think he'd get sick of this handle business. I mean, you can't adjust that. There's no adjustment at all to move that handle up. But it's so light. I don't know what it weighs, but it's so nice to use. That's one thing with going to battery equipment. You've got to understand, and I say this to myself, I have to understand that it's not petrol and it is going to be slightly different. So you've got to realise that. I would have one of these mowers, yes. I'm just not sure if I'm going to buy it straight away. I was happy with it, but those couple of niggly things put me off a little bit. And the biggest thing is, and everyone's going to say, what's the run time like? Well, I thought the run time was pretty poor. I mowed, now I'm being as honest as I can, I mowed 2 residential properties this morning, How many metres squared? One would have been about 400. The other would have been about 250. Not long grass, just taking the top off. And I made another little lawn that was probably 100 metres squared, and it used, one battery was dead flat and I was into the second battery, and that wasn't much mowing. Actual run time would have been, for those 3 lawns, 30 minutes. So you can see 30 minutes for battery is not good. I don't know what other guys are getting or what sort of lawns. That's honest lawns. The first lawn I did today was a huge one, and I thought I'm not going to use this mower there because I'm sure now if I would have run out of batteries. I've only got the 2. It would have run out of juice halfway through, or 3/4 of the way through that lawn, and I wouldn't have been able to try it on the other lawns. And I'm not looking at this mower for those big lawns like that. In saying that, I have got big lawns that I would use it at, where I have to get the Honda up some steps, and that's my reason for looking at these things. So I don't know, a contractor using it all day would need 6-8 amps at least. You know, if they're doing 8-hour days, that's a lot of money. The batteries are about $500 each. So yeah, there you go. That's the Makita 40 volt XGT self-propelled 21-inch lawnmower. It's not bad. A few little improvements and this mower would be the bomb, let me tell you, because I was impressed. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps. If you have any questions about it, put some in the comments. Subscribe if you want to. I haven't got many subscribers. I would like to get it up a bit, a few more subscribers. But yeah, I'll try and get some more battery mowers to look at. But so far, this is the best battery mower that I've used, and that includes the Plank mower, which was $6,500. I'd have this over that any day of the week. So yeah, I hope that helps, guys. Talk soon. See yous.